Welcome to Sapmi, the land of the Sami. We come from nowhere. We Sami were always here, long before anyone else. This is the simple way we explain our origins. Our forefathers hunted and fished and gathered plants and berries. We are people of the land, who have neither farmed nor exploited the soil, but who live from what nature gives. We are a people without boundaries, who have always lived in a land that extends across 4 countries. Together, there are over 80,000 of us, 20,000 of whom live in Sweden. We Sami are also one of the world's indigenous peoples. We have our own culture, our own language, and customs that differ from those of the societies around us. The reindeer is a central element in our way of life. As a legacy of the hunter-gatherer era, the reindeer herder follows the reindeer migration between seasonal foraging grounds, from winter to spring, summer and autumn lands. The reindeer herder is what most people associate with the Sami and Sami culture. But we live in an age of great change, in which our culture and way of life are finding new, modern and varied expressions. A journey in Sapmi is an encounter with Sami culture bearers who together contribute to a living and developing culture, a culture that meets tomorrow with both pride and vitality.
Jag känner att jag är inte ämnad till att vara på ett ställe, utan jag är ämnad till att färdas och följa med ren.
I feel I'm not meant to stay in one place. My life is following the reindeer on its migration. In winter, I don't enjoy being in Malå. It's not home. Home's always where the reindeer are. In winter, it's time to go to the winter foraging at the coast. In summer, it's time to be here in Malå. Then I don't enjoy being in the winter foraging land because it seems unnatural not to be where the reindeer are. When the reindeer feel good, I feel good. If the reindeer feel bad, I feel bad. But when the reindeer gets thinner, I often get fatter. So things don't always go the same way.
Jag har väl aldrig på något sätt tänkt att jag ska göra samisk glas. Utan eftersom jag är same så blir det ju en naturlig del. Det reflekteras ju i mitt glas på något sätt.
I never really planned to make Sami glass. Since I am a Sami, it has come naturally. It is echoed in my glass in some way, and it probably shows. It's inevitable. But to me, what I'm trying to express in this winter space, it should have this core, this center, life. And it is here all the colors come into my work. The colors that I use, right now at least, I've taken from my Lule Sami dress. I picked out a small detail in the neck called gavlos, which I began to play with and experiment and apply into my glass, simply to express what is important in life.
Det är ju fortfarande bara en träbit så att säga, egentligen. Det är bara en vril som jag håller på att forma.
It's still just a piece of wood that I'm shaping, you might say, and I must add it's exciting when it's time to sew the leather on. That's when you start to feel what it is you're aiming at. I'll maybe sew the leather in the afternoon, then put it aside. And early next day I'll get up and check the leather, see whether it's split or whether any threads have come loose. So I'll take the hammer that I made and tap on the leather. The drum then begins to speak to me, and that gives me enormous respect for this piece of wood. It's not a piece of wood anymore, it's something else altogether.
Alla guys, chicha guys, and all you know, no, 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 you know, no, 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 you know, no, you know, no, you know, no, 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 no. Alla guys, chicha guys, and all you know, no, no, you know, no, 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 you know, you know, no, you know, no, you know, no, you know.
Du kan säga att det började med att det var folk som var vant att vara ute som behövde goda varma kläder. Och det var ju materialen som var avgörande. Det var ju det att det var naturmaterialet.
It is so rewarding to create things with my hands and see how different objects emerge as I work. And I also think that what I make becomes really beautiful, fine and good. And when I have made a necklace, clothing, or whatever it is, I become very proud and pleased with myself, and I think, God, this turned out good. From an early age, we were taught to take care of gamas, reindeer leg skins, and stretch them to dry them and make sutna, thin sewing threads spun from reindeer sinews. Those are the basics of everything I do. Once you know what it means to prepare a skin yourself, you know the difference between good and poor quality, and you can use it in clothes that are useful today. You often wish to show your Sami background even in everyday life. So I create garments that are for both everyday use and festive occasions.
Mitt samiska arv kommer från min mormor som är den sista generationen som är...
My Sami heritage comes from my mother's side. My grandmother belongs to the last generation of Sami, who were born and raised in a Guachtia hut, and who constantly followed the migrating reindeer before the Sami abandoned the nomadic life. It's quite fascinating that that generation is still around. There are people still alive who have known such a different way of life and who have such stories to tell about their past. A life that was incredibly different from our lives today.
Att jojka är att leva. Att jojka är att finnas för mig.
To sing a yoik is to be alive. That's what it means to me. A yoik for a person or a place brings you close to the person or the place. If I sing a yoik for a river, I'm not just beside the river. I am its water, its fish, its life. If my yoik is for you as a person, I'm in you. I travel inside you when I sing a yoik. And that is something beautiful.